an employment lawyers group.
Plus, you've been injured, then I'll take your call on Christmas Day.
Talk Radio 790 KABC. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm Karl Gerber. I'm a real workplace lawyer, and I hope you're enjoying your morning tang. Since this show is about employment law, and unfortunately the last 4 episodes have focused on finding Sergeant Friday's genital, which Myron Alfombra Pronounced Matting, but spelled M&M, is holding hostage wherever those Iraqi missiles are located. Well, I've decided this episode unequivocally must be about employment law, disability discrimination to be exact. I've been furnished with a lady who has a most unusual, unfortunate disability. It's an orgasm disorder. The disorder causes her many difficulties.
Excuse me, but I don't have difficulty having an orgasm.
No, I mean, certainly, I didn't mean to infer that was the issue.
Thank you.
I've reviewed your medical records, Quinoa, and I do believe you have a disability under the Americans with Disabilities Act and the more liberal California law under FEHA.
Tell me something I don't already know.
Okay, the evil Axis is holding the soldier's genital hostage for a quid pro quo for me for the genital.
Sometimes I wish I didn't have a genital.
But you do.
And I'm in customer service.
Well, tell the listeners how your disorder interferes with your job.
Imagine being on the phone disputing a bill with a customer. And then it starts to happen. My heart is beating 160 BPM.
Excuse me, miss, but did you just...
Yes, it's gonna happen again on this show.
Oh, my God. How often does this happen?
180 times a day on a good day. Don't you know anything?
Well, why not just round things out to 360 times a day?
It would kill me.
I don't know. Isn't it like conditioning your heart? Getting your lungs in order and all?
You're too sweet. You're just trying to be positive.
I'd imagine there are women, men too, lots who listen to this station, given the commercials I hear sometimes, who would like that to happen to them once a month.
I bet they don't have PGAD.
PGA? PAGA?
PGAD.
Oh, no, it's the Private Attorneys General Act. That's PAGA.
I am talking about persistent arousal.
Yeah, I've heard about that on this show. I asked Dr. D when she brought up the acronym why the name of the disorder didn't match the acronym.
Just because I have it doesn't mean I'm an expert on it.
Well, maybe you should tell the listeners a little bit about this disorder so they can understand it.
Okay, the onset was... I'm getting a tingling sensation. I'll be back in a few minutes.
Our guest has stood up. She's clutching her. Oh, I can't say on the radio. She appears to be in intense pain.
I am sorry. I just had a bout with dysthesia.
Does this happen at work?
Everywhere.
Well, hopefully you're better now.
Climaxing only temporarily relieves the symptoms.
What was going on when you were standing up?
Yes!
It's become pretty clear lately that allowing employees to sit is a reasonable accommodation for a disability. Maybe your employer can let you sit.
That makes it worse.
Well, is there a way to dumb down your work environment to make it less stimulating? I mean, here we've got that hunk sound engineer and everything.
It doesn't have anything to do with sexual arousal. But if that were to happen, the hunk sound engineer, that makes it 14 times worse.
Why 14 and not 10?
Do I have to say?
Excuse me, I have to do a sponsorship plug. This program has been made possible through a generous grant from the Helms Foundation's 14 inches of endowment and $5.14 billion in funding.
Oh no, that's a lot of endowment. Now it's starting again.
Miss, feel free to stand. I mean, these microphones can be adjusted.
I don't want all of Los Angeles to hear what I sound like right now.
Did you know that the LA Metro radio market is over 11 million, but the station signal goes all the way down to San Diego and up to Ventura, and it can be heard in the Inland Empire? Who knows? 14, 15 million people could be listening right now.
I am so embarrassed.
Could you tell the listeners your name?
No. Yes.
All right. I've been handed a piece of paper that says Quinoa. That's what I thought your name was. Isn't that a health-conscious food made out of seed?
I am not very healthy.
All right, let's get back to the disability that we're supposed to be talking about. From what we've seen, well, I mean, I've seen it. The rest of you have just heard it. My guest suffers from her disabling condition as much as every 2 minutes.
Less, too.
So you're saying it's possible this could dissipate for 4 to 6 hours?
Possible. Not terribly likely.
Well, we've got another 50-some minutes here. Do you think you'll be able to get through this show?
It might be better if I'm standing. No, now I'm looking at the sound engineer.
He's turned off the lights in there. As I understand things, the Diagnostic Statistical Manual, a book that lists out all the mental health diagnoses, that's the DSM-4 they didn't have the condition that you're talking about in there.
Yes, but it's in the 5th edition.
Well, that's good for you.
It doesn't do me any good. It's just a label.
In order to be a disability, the medical condition has to impact your day-to-day living.
I am constantly stressed it's going to happen. That's when it isn't happening. It happens wherever I am. It's very embarrassing. I can't make the right kind of friends.
But you can socialize with your condition?
Not where I'd like to.
What do you mean?
I'm a big crochet girl. Needlepoint, too. How could I ever be in a needlepoint league?
I do see your point.
The only place they accept me is down in Sun Valley, California.
Oh, you go to Whitecap? I mean, I go there sometimes for concrete supplies.
Very funny, Mr. Gerber. I think you know the place I'm referring to.
Oh, no! You wouldn't happen to hang out at the Remus Helms Cosplay Ostrich Ranch, would you?
Unfortunately.
What do you do there?
What I do everywhere else. Orgasm.
Oh, that must be embarrassing.
It is. How do you think it feels to have one of them in front of the cosplay McDonald's girl while I'm crocheting for the church drive?
Well, that's just weird. Sort of neat.
Not when I'm experiencing my PGAD.
Since this is a show that deals with the finer points of employment law, the real nitty-gritty, I must ask, how does your employer feel about your condition?
Don't even get me started.
Well, I sort of have to know in order to properly advise you on your rights.
Okay. My boss asked me if I could do my orgasms at home.
All right, we're going to have to pick up on that in a minute. I really am a real workplace lawyer. It's just the guest is kind of weird. I can be reached during the normal business week at the office, normal business hours, 877-525-0700 if you have a real disability discrimination case at work. 877-525-0700 for the original employment lawyer of Los Angeles. 877-525-0700 for unpaid wages, sexual harassment, all those bad things that can happen at work. Talk Radio 790 KABC. We'll be back in a minute.
You're making out with school kids, winos and bits of state. You never made it with a lady.
Ordering online? Just click and your purchase appears at your doorstep. But the vehicles that move your order, trucks, jets, and ships, create a lot of greenhouse gas emissions. That's why ExxonMobil and Synthetic Genomics are developing algae biofuels that can reduce emissions from all those trucks, jets, and ships by half. The upshot? A future where your deliveries are just as convenient and greener. Learn more at energyfactor.com.
Hey, Los Angeles, the holidays are here. You know what that means. There's more traffic and it's harder to find parking. Luckily, there's Park Mobile. With the Park Mobile app, you can easily pay for parking while you're doing your holiday shopping. And you can extend your time in the app. Park Mobile is all around the city, downtown, Hollywood, UCLA campus, and more. Even use Park Mobile to make parking reservations for shows at the Greek Theater. Download the Park Mobile app and discover a smarter way to park in LA.
Well, look who's home. How was your day, hon?
Stressful, exhausting.
Lie down on me and we'll talk about it.
Oh, Purple Mattress, you know how to support me.
Hey, I'm just a mattress doing my job.
You're more than that. You're a Purple Mattress. Who cares about a bed with numbers when I have your purple grid to comfort my body's pressure points? And forget memory foam. Your non-toxic, hyper-elastic polymer minimizes heat, keeping me cool and comfortable the whole night through.
If you're happy, I'm happy. But you do have up to 100 days to return me for a full refund.
And give up the best night's sleep I've had since I learned to walk? No way. You're the only one I want to come home to. Purple Mattress.
You too can come home to a Purple Mattress by texting HOLIDAY to 84888. Take advantage of our Purple's Bundle Up for the holiday sale and get a free premium gift bundle when you buy a mattress by texting HOLIDAY to 84888. That's keyword HOLIDAY to 84888.
See purple.com for terms and conditions.
On holiday.
Talk Radio 790 KABC. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. I'm Karl Gerber. I'm a real workplace lawyer, and I got a weird guest in here named some name of a food, and she's got an orgasm disorder. No problem having them. She has too many of them, and her employer has got to accommodate her so far. Before we broke, I was asking her, I don't know. I mean, what did you tell your employer about this?
Well, they asked if I could do my orgasms at home.
What did you say?
There's no way that could ever happen. No, ma'am.
Oh, then they're accommodating your condition at work?
No, first they suggested I take care of my business on my rest breaks.
What did you say?
It doesn't work that way.
Well, this is full-time work, right?
I do 3 8-hours, 1 10-hour, 1 6-hour shift on Saturdays, except for every other week where I do 1 8-hour, 3 12 hours minus 2, 1 4-hour on Tuesday, a 10-hour on Friday, and I'm off on Saturday.
Well, are there any other fluctuations with your schedule?
Yes, on the third Tuesday of an odd-numbered month, I do a training class in collecting coal bills.
What's a coal bill?
Oh, we're one of those new companies in America where we sell homeowners coal for heating.
Huh?
You probably heard. The president wanted to bring back coal as a source of energy.
That's actually happening?
Yeah, and it wasn't easy for them to staff up. The first year of my job, I worked 7 days a week. 1,260 orgasms later, it started all over again, and it was a new week.
This is simply mind-boggling.
Isn't it?
So you generally get 2 rest breaks a day if you work 7 hours or more, right?
They don't have any problem allowing me to take my 10 minutes.
What do you do on those breaks?
Sometimes I work on my needlepoint. Other times I orgasm.
Well, that makes sense.
Last year I did the map of the world. Maybe you've seen it hanging in the Natural History Museum near USC?
You did that? Well, that's a good 50 feet long.
It took me a whole year. More than 450,000 orgasms from start to finish.
Finish?
When I finished the map.
I don't know why, but I was thinking of something else.
It's a problem sometimes trying to concentrate on my stitches when it's happening.
Oh, I understand. I mean, not from experience or anything. I get the point.
Oh, God, it feels like crochet needles again. The sharpest, smallest one, half a centimeter.
Oh, gosh, that's even smaller than the genital Myron Alfombra Pronounced Matting, but spelled M&M, sewed onto the soldier when Dr. Goldman got knocked out during the operation.
That's the weirdest thing. It just stopped. That's never happened before.
Are you in any form of treatment for your disorder?
There isn't really any treatment, just management.
That's horrible. But if you have to go to any management classes or doctors, your employer has to excuse that.
It's more learning to live with persistent genital arousal.
It must be hard.
No, it's not sexually motivated most of the time. It feels intrusive, unwanted.
Oh, yeah, sort of like the guests on this show who started showing up in my office and luring me on these long sojourns to find the soldier's real genital based on the Helms Foundation's genital tracker.
Yes, that's a very good analogy.
How are you managing your condition? Hey, that's Molly Machete. She just walked in, the not-so-neutral workplace investigator. She just walked in here.
Due to the unknown causes of PGAD, prevention of the condition's onset can often be difficult. If suspected, it is crucial that women with PGAD do not feel marginalized or embarrassed and seek medical assistance. PGAD is not yet curable. However, its symptoms can be managed on an ongoing basis to improve the quality of life of people with the condition and to reduce the psychological harm of PGAD.
Well, here we go again. One of my weird guests just storming in here.
I have a lead.
It's Molly Machete, the most biased workplace investigator I know.
I am not here to discuss a workplace investigation. I have a lead.
Well, I'm not going on any more scavenger hunts for the soldier's genital, playing hide and go seek, or scouring the far corners of the North Pole for that thing. Besides, we've got a woman in here tonight. I mean, she's going to be here all day long. She's got a real genital disorder, and I don't want to knock it.
Listen, ma'am, I am having a very serious consultation with my lawyer about my orgasm.
Oh, wait, I'm not your lawyer, but this is a very serious consultation about her PGAD disorder. Is your employer giving you a hard time?
Like I said, they thought I could bat them off on my rest breaks. I knew that wasn't going to work.
Did you give them a doctor's note?
She did. I have it right here.
Why does Molly Machete have that note?
I don't know how she got it.
Well, can I see the note? Thanks. All right, please permit Quinoa to freely... Do what at work?
Mr. Gerber, you have to keep reading. It explains her medical condition.
Okay, the note put your employer on notice that they had a freely, at work, you couldn't be limited to doing that on your 10-minute rest breaks.
Mr. Gerber, you're missing the point. They interrupted her rest break once.
It was only once.
What happened?
I was doing my needlepoint, making a sweater for Granny. I was stitching the golden doodle in the middle who had his tongue sticking out. I started getting that intrusive feeling.
What happened? You screwed up the golden doodle's tongue?
No, her boss walked in and told her Miss Angel was on the phone complaining about her coal bill. Quinoa is a lead. She had to take the call.
Quinoa? Presumably, Quinoa, you get paid an hour of pay for that rest break being interrupted.
They did. That's not the problem.
Oh, and what was the problem?
Like I said, I started feeling that feeling, and then my boss came in, and I had to talk with Miss Angel, and that prolonged the whole thing into 20 minutes. It would have been over with during my rest break. Wait. I think Mr. Gerber has seen Miss Angel. I've never seen anybody who's aged worse.
I presume that was a torturous experience. Prolonging, I mean...
Mr. Gerber, you don't know what torture is until you're stationed in Guantanamo Bay during the stickiest season of the year, and it's a wet and moist environment.
Is that how Quinoa got... how does this relate to Quinoa?
We were waterboarding. There was lots of water there, and humidity.
Actually, this does relate to me. The sensations experienced in dysthesia include wetness, itching, pressure, burning, pounding, pins and needles, knitting needles, to be more precise.
That's exactly how it was when we were waterboarding.
Oh, now I get it.
Tell Mr. Gerber what happened after that rest break got interrupted.
I already did. It went on for about 20 minutes before I got over with it.
Well, I think what she means is, what is the next incident that occurred in respect to your disability and any accommodations you asked for at work?
That's when they suggested I try to get it all done on my 30-minute uninterrupted meal break.
How is that going to work?
It wasn't, but we all tried.
How?
They gave me a room. It was the room where they had a cot in case anybody wasn't feeling good. It was the room they gave to nursing mothers, too.
Oh, in other words, it was an all-purpose room.
They weren't playing cards in there, Mr. Gerber.
How did the all-purpose room work out for you?
I usually average 10 or 15 in there during lunch. It helped. I might not have a problem for a couple of hours after that. Sometimes. But if I tried to make it happen, get a head start, bat some off so it might not happen during my job, that's when it gets worse.
How?
I'm in that state for like 4 to 6 hours.
Woman, how in the world did you do your job?
I am not going to lie. It interfered with my job.
No doubt.
Is that a legal problem?
A major one. Even with the accommodation of the all-purpose room, things weren't working out. I mean, not for her. I mean, work-wise.
That's when I asked for intermittent FMLA leave.
To do what? To get the condition under proper management?
Sort of. I figured if I had an hour or two the first part of my shift, I'd be able to do quite a few.
Well, that's pretty interrupting for work. I mean, I'm not sure that's a reasonable intermittent FMLA request.
That's what my coworker said. The all-purpose room was getting all backed up. The nursing mothers were having a lot of problems, and nobody could use the cot if they got a stomach sickness having to talk to Miss Angel.
Sounds like your condition was adversely affecting your coworkers. You couldn't do your job with those 1 or 2 hour breaks each end of your shift.
They gave me all 4s and 5s on my yearly performance appraisal.
Oh, brother, this is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. We're heard every week. I suggest you catch up. It's an ongoing series. There's always the Karl Gerber with a K channel. There's workplacelawyer.org, all one word, all the episodes in a row with numbers. But seriously, I'm a real workplace lawyer, and if you hire me, I'm going to script your lawsuit a lot better than any other lawyer out there. 877-525-0700 to talk to me during normal business hours. 877-525-0700 if you think you want to start a class action, sexual harassment, wrongful termination. I've been doing this for 26 years. I'm licensed in 4 states. I have 15 offices in California, but I can keep people entertained too, and you want that. You don't want the jury falling asleep. So 877-525-0700 during normal business hours. When we come back, we're going to find out more about this very unusual disability.
You're making out with school kids, winos and bits of state. You even made it with a leg dance. It was a little plastic bodies on the Christmas.
It's not too late to get something great. Get to Kohl's and take an extra 15 or 20% off. Save on the gifts they want, like fine jewelry, the Xbox One S, toys and games, a new Fitbit, fine fragrance, and so much more. Plus, get Kohl's Cash. Plus, stores are now open 24 hours through 6 p.m. Christmas Eve. You'll find new gifts at every turn this holiday at Kohl's. 15 and 20% offers valid December 10th through 24th with promo code Big Savings. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Ordinary bar soaps may do a good job of cleansing. Easy. Done and done. But with Dove, you get a whole lot more. Because every bar is made with 1/4 moisturizing cream. So you get a gentle clean that leaves skin feeling soft, smooth, and nourished. Upgrade to Dove, the bar that gives you more. It cleanses and cares. Plus, it's #1 recommended by dermatologists. Now that is money well spent. Dove. Get more from your beauty bar.
Thinking about life insurance? Did you know in just a few minutes you can find the best price from up to 10 price competitive companies for free? You can with SelectQuote. For example, George is 39. He was getting sky-high quotes from other companies because he takes meds to control his blood pressure. But when I shopped around, I found him a 10-year, $500,000 policy for under $22 a month. I'm SelectQuote agent Dan Savino, and believe me, if SelectQuote isn't shopping for your life insurance, you're probably paying too much.
For your free quote, call 800-509-7152. That's 800-509-7152. 800-509-7152. Or go to SelectQuote.com. Since 1985, we shop, you save.
Get full details on the example policy at SelectQuote.com/commercials. Your price could vary depending on your health, issuing company, and other factors. Not available in all states.
Mornings 6 to 10 are getting a makeover. Starting January 2nd, Armstrong and Getty join the KABC lineup.
Yep, it's the news of the day, the issues, the controversies, but not boring. If I talk about impeachment too much, my head pops off.
But what about John?
Don't worry, you'll still be able to get John Phillips right at noon.
Oh, yeah.
Sandwiched in between Larry and Ben, it's a new lineup for a new year. Starting January 2nd on AM790 KABC. Get it. Right. AM790 KABC. Lobbying for you. Larry O'Connor.
On the Larry O'Connor Show, we focus on Southern California issues because Hollywood is a great place to be, but we also focus on Washington because it's Hollywood for ugly people.
The Larry O'Connor Show, weekdays 10 to noon, AM 790 KABC. From the Reagan Library to the Nixon Library. Get it right. AM 790 KABC.
Then I'll take your call on Christmas Day.
Yeah, maybe I will. This is Talk Radio 790 KABC. This is Karl Gerber, Workplace Lawyer Show. Karl Gerber. I license 4 states, real workplace lawyer. And, we've got a guest in here with an orgasm disorder. She has too many and they have to accommodate her work, and she got all 4s and 5s at work. And if that's the case, I don't know how that's affecting your job. Quinoa.
They said they couldn't take the interruptions into account because it was a disability.
I hate to ask, but how did the customers feel about this?
Some of the guys loved it.
Especially all those perverts who voted for him and used to hang out with that Epstein guy.
Oh, look, I didn't mean to downplay and make a mockery of this most unusual disability that I'm sure hardly anyone has, and some literature suggests is probably psychologically induced.
Hardly anyone has PGAD. Try 1.5 million women.
Seriously, what's your source for that?
Vice.
What's that?
A website that reports odd phenomena.
Molly, you're relying on something like that?
How's that different from this show? I thought the grant from the Helms Foundation was to report odd sexual phenomena and related to employment law.
She can't help it that 1% of the population suffers from PGAD.
That means 1 woman out of 100.
Mr. Gerber, how many women have you been with?
I can't say that I've encountered this. It would mean that if you went to a relatively popular movie and there were, I don't know, there'd be 2 women in the theater going through this, these bouts. An equity waiver feeder with 99 seats, one woman, but a lower division college class at UCLA. I mean, maybe 3 or 5 women with this disorder.
Wow. What about stop-and-go traffic on the 405 freeway coming into the valley? This is mind-boggling.
I don't mean to burst anybody's bubbles here, but the defense in this case has several things to say.
Okay, I'll read the report. A case is described of a 40-year-old woman with persistent spontaneous orgasms after use of cannabis and 5 hours of intense pounding sexual activity. She presented with severe anxiety, in particular suffering from restless genital syndrome, REGS. However, she did not fulfill any of the 5 criteria of REGS. That is a small e. It was concluded that her spontaneous orgasms were the result of the use of cannabis combined with the long duration of previous sexual activity. This finding is not only important for physicians, but also for highly exposed subjects, such as those active in the sex industry.
Regs are laws, too, but should Rebus Helms, should he weigh in on this, really important topic in the sex industry?
No, I weigh in. Is that Nazuki, the world-famous Nuru nurse?
It is! I presume she was listening on the radio with a Karl Gerber with the K channel on YouTube and found the subject matter too tantalizing not to comment.
I no give Nuru nurse cannabis for intense pounding activity 5 hour. No good.
Well, thank you for that insight, Nazuki.
Quinoa's proposed expert witness cited a study of a total of 117 women reporting symptoms of persistent genital arousal, answered to online questionnaires measuring personality traits, sexual beliefs, and dyadic adjustment.
And the results showed that neuroeroticism, low, openness, sexual conservatism, and low dyadic adjustments significantly predicted distress associated with genital symptoms.
This means women afraid talk sex more distressed by disease, Mr. Gerber. This broadcast very good. Help women think more about sexual issue, less distress if have PGAD. Yes, yes, yes! Quinoa, our subject here, spent too much time needle pointing. Yes, not enough time think about other points.
And she thought about other points. Well, let's ask Quinoa.
Actually, I'm a lot less stressed by my PGAD than you'd expect. I'm not like what Nazuki is saying. I've learned to have those things in front of all sorts of people on buses, trains, crowded places.
Frauderism.
Waiting in line at the DMV, if you can believe that.
I think important we stand behind Quinoa. Oh, God, is she standing again and it's happening? Sorry, but I can't stand with her at a time like this. I've stood with my country, even when we were engaged in potential violations of the Geneva Conventions, but I can't stand in back of a moaning woman.
Molly, Nazuki is merely suggesting that we have to be compassionate about the disability. We can't be laughing about it.
Then why is this being discussed on the most outrageous comedy show on commercial radio?
Good point. Good point, Quinoa.
King Kuna, her expert, has a lot of credibly backed conclusions that a cyst on the spine is found in 67% of the women with this disorder. Therefore, it is not a marijuana-induced disorder.
I'm in a Republican Women's Needlepoint League. I've never even inhaled by accident.
Quinoa is a true red-blooded American woman. There aren't enough like her. I have idea. We all hear about Soldier. He nice Republican man. Maybe we get Quinoa together. They write fortune cookies saying first hour of date, see if like each other.
Oh, like you and Remus Helms. That might be a good idea, Nazuki. I can sort of see this. She might be his type. Quinoa. The soldier is pretty involved in church. Is that a problem?
Not at all. I sing in the choir at my church.
See, Nazuki good matchmaker. I try fix up Molly Machete next.
What's the soldier like? Is he big and tall?
Let's not get her started.
The soldier has a disability.
Hey, that's not appropriate. Saying they should be a match because they have disabilities.
I don't think the soldier's disability should bother her.
You shouldn't have told me that. It's causing...
She's standing up again.
Big knitting needles poking me. No! I'm so sorry.
I hear Molly have lead on soldier's genital.
Oh, no! That's her lead!
No, I could never find that thing. I'd find a needle in a haystack sooner. Hey, Quinoa, maybe you could excuse yourself?
It'll be over soon. Just don't say any more about that soldier.
I've got to break the news to you, Quinoa, because it seems like you missed the last 4 episodes of this show. The soldier is walking around with 1.5 centimeter genital because Myron Alfombra Pronounced Matting but spelled M&M is holding his real one for hostage.
She's sitting down. She must be feeling better.
That's weird. I don't know what happened. It just went away.
Mr. Gerber, are you thinking what I'm thinking? You two think soldier no good match after all?
No!
It's obvious she no attracted to man with 1.5 centimeter.
That's sort of the point.
Do you think... Wait, could he come to work with me?
Well, I think that would be a reasonable accommodation. He's pretty good with security. He'd be an added bonus to your employer.
That man stuck in Cindy D's sex robot. He lose battle of sex robot. Myron Alfombra Pronounced Matting spell M&M capture and sell almost all 3014 sex robot in quid pro quo to country near Russia.
Well, let me call the soldier and see if he'd be interested in Quinoa.
Oh, sir, yes, sir, yes, sir. Do you have any news on my genital?
Molly Machete is here, and she said something about a lead on it.
Oh, sir, yes, ma'am.
Hello, Sergeant Friday. It's been a while.
Yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. Those were good times in the Bay. That Sir Gerber was before they got so strict and stopped the shirtless backgammon games.
Molly Machete, too?
That would be an affirmative.
Well, the reason why we contacted you, soldier, is, well, I'll let Nazuki explain.
Oh, yes, ma'am, yes, ma'am. The honor is mine.
Soldier, have good lady here. Many orgasm. You match.
Oh, yes, ma'am. But, what are you doing to her? She's doing what? 'Cause you're waterboarding her, Molly?
They aren't doing anything to me. I've got this terrible disorder. My legs buckle and I fall.
And you can't get up? Have you tried Life Alert, ma'am?
No, soldier. She need man.
Oh, yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Captain Friday at, not exactly attention these days.
We know condition. Very good, Quinoa. Help her.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am. Small canal mean, not again. Can't get stuck.
Soldier, in your present condition, I hardly think that will happen.
It's the weirdest thing. I'm not feeling anything. It went away again.
Keep think about soldier.
Ma'am, what is the lady's condition? I'm getting busy teaching the defensive butt mechanism in the San Fernando Valley. I've even asked to do a class on the lawn of the VA in Brentwood. I'm about to get all those West Side women with the right size butts.
Lady have persistent orgasm disorder.
Oh, no, ma'am, not a problem. I'll be right over. Yes, ma'am, I will.
I wonder when he'll get here. I mean, we're almost out of time tonight and the soldier's coming. And if you haven't been listening, we spent all kinds of time on this show in search of his genital after Myron Alfombra Pronounced Matting but spelled M&M got it. I'm pretty sure next week we're going to have a face-off with Myron Alfombra Pronounced Matting but spelled M&M. You better get that subscription on the Karl Gerber with a K channel on YouTube because this show goes whenever the most people are going to hear it on the weekend on this station. station. But during the week, and I'm going to be around this week in the office, 877-525-0700 for the original employment lawyer of Los Angeles. 877-525-0700 for the employment lawyer that's only lost one binding arbitration and one jury trial in his whole career. Maybe if you hire me, the witness will be talking as weird as these guests that aren't our witnesses. 877-525-0700 and listen to the Buzzcocks.
Ordering online? Just click and your purchase appears at your doorstep. But the vehicles that move your order, trucks, jets, and ships, create a lot of greenhouse gas emissions. That's why ExxonMobil and Synthetic Genomics are developing algae biofuels that can reduce emissions from all those trucks, jets, and ships by half. The upshot? A future where your deliveries are just as convenient and greener. Learn more at energyfactor.com.
It's not too late to get something great. Get to Kohl's and take an extra 15 or 20% off. Save on the gifts they want, like fine jewelry, the Xbox One S, toys and games, a new Fitbit, fine fragrance, and so much more. Plus, get Kohl's Cash. Plus, stores are now open 24 hours through 6 p.m. Christmas Eve. You'll find new gifts at every turn this holiday at Kohl's. 15 and 20% offers valid December 10th through 24th with promo code BIG SAVINGS. Some exclusions apply. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
Well, look who's home. How was your day, hon?
Stressful, exhausting.
Lie down on me and we'll talk about it.
Oh, Purple Mattress, you know how to support me.
Hey, I'm just a mattress doing my job.
You're more than that. You're a Purple Mattress. Who cares about a bed with numbers when I have your purple grid to comfort my body's pressure points? And forget memory foam. Your non-toxic, hyper-elastic polymer minimizes heat, keeping me cool and comfortable the whole night through.
If you're happy, I'm happy. But you do have up to 100 days to return me for a full refund.
And give up the best night's sleep I've had since I learned to walk? No way. You're the only one I want to come home to. Purple Mattress.
You too can come home to a Purple Mattress by texting HOLIDAY to 84888. Take advantage of our Purple's Bundle Up for the holiday sale and get a free premium gift bundle when you buy a mattress by texting HOLIDAY to 84888. That's keyword HOLIDAY to 84888.
See purple.com for terms and conditions.
Fighting in the trenches for you.
Let's go!
Catch the Ben Shapiro Show, afternoons 3 to 6 on AM 790 KABC. The 2019 Holiday Bowl is this Friday.
Let's go, let's go!
True freshman quarterback Keaton Slovis leads the men of Troy into battle against the 16th-ranked Iowa Hawkeyes.
Slovis looking long for the end zone. Pittman's there, he's got it! It's a touchdown, USC!
USC, Iowa. Our Holiday Bowl coverage gets underway Friday at 3 with countdown to kickoff right here on your home for Trojans Holiday Bowl football. AM 790 KABC.
Fight on!
Listen to AM 790 KABC at home on your Google Home. Just say,
Hey Google, play KABC.
Sure, here's the AM7.
Oh, and remember to recharge your speaker.
KABC.
You've been injured.
Oh, who cares? This is Talk Radio 790 KBC. I'm Karl Gerber. I'm a real workplace lawyer. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show. This is the most outrageous show on any commercial radio station. It's the funniest too. And I'm sorry you're having to endure it so early in the morning today. The soldier has been called. We've got Molly Machete in here. We've got some woman named Quinoa, whatever her name is, and Nazuki, the world famous neuro nurse.
Oh, ma'am Nazuki, ma'am young lady, what can I do to assist?
The soldier just came in.
Maybe no good find your genital.
Soldier, I have to level with you. I've got a disorder. Wow. You've got large biceps. Oh no.
Oh, is it happening?
Think soldier part. You better, Quinoa.
That's the strangest thing. It went away.
What is it?
She has a persistent arousal disorder.
Tell like is, Gerber. She orgasm 180 times day.
How many times on bad day, ma'am?
More.
Well, how many times? In the legal business, it's important to quantify things.
Almost double.
Oh, ma'am, do you need help?
She no need help. It happens spontaneous.
Oh, gosh, that must be awkward at a funeral.
Exhausting. So exhausting.
You know, I don't know about the sudden matchmaking. Quinoa could have a man or a woman in her life for all we know already.
Oh, sir, I will do battle. The opportunity, sir.
Yes, sometimes a man can help me get rid of the pain.
Oh, ma'am, are you in discomfort?
My last boyfriend didn't believe me. He wanted to be an actor, and he thought he was all that in a bag of mushrooms.
Well, in other words, he didn't believe Quinoa had a condition. He just thought he was that good.
He no good. No last at Lucky 7 Tarzana. I see.
Ma'am Nazuki, the Lucky 7 Glendale is not your Nuru clinic. They use your name. You must stop them.
Imitation greatest form flattery.
It's been a while. I just know another one will be hitting in a few minutes.
Yes, ma'am. I'll be there for you.
I appreciate that, soldier. If my legs start to buckle, can you catch me before I fall?
Oh, yes, ma'am.
I need a moment with the soldier. There's a little gambling debt we're supposed to settle.
Yes, ma'am. I thought you forgot.
Well, hopefully the two of them will stay away for a while.
Oh, no. It's starting.
Think, soldier. Think, soldier's thing.
Well, are you feeling better, Quinoa?
Think, soldier. Think, soldier, think. Yes, think, soldier, thing. I'm gonna sit back down.
I've been wondering if we can quantify just how many hours of your waking day your O's take up.
6 hours of my day are consumed with orgasms.
Actual thing or lead up?
That's a good point. My disorder takes up more than 6 hours a day.
All right, so I want to bring this up because jurors are the ultimate purveyors of what you have to do in life, what you think might not be right, but it's, my duty as a lawyer to prepare you for, well, what the other side might argue and what the jury might think.
I can take it. I've orgasmed in front of strangers. It's happened at birthday parties for grandparents. There's no place it hasn't happened.
It ever happened MRI tube?
That was the worst. Don't remind me. I almost got knocked unconscious.
All right, that's a good lead-in.
Mr. Gerber, too drama.
Well, I understand the Teflon cysts can be removed. Have you had an MRI reading, Kina?
As a matter of fact, she has. It's a fairly small Teflon cyst.
It's bigger than my genital.
Oh, thanks for quashing that one, soldier.
My point is, I've done some research, and especially with the size as your cyst, you'd be walking in a maximum of 1 or 2 days after the cyst got removed, and it might stop all this.
Sir Gerber, sir, why are you suggesting that at the same time Ma'am Nazuki is setting me up with her?
Well, the only jury trial I ever lost was a disability discrimination lawsuit. One of the things the jury said in order to justify the defense verdict was my client should have just got a surgery to rid herself of her disabling condition. And they really didn't much care that would have sent the 37-year-old woman who did have a number of children into menopause.
I know one jury. I know vote sterilization.
Well, but juries are made up of all kinds of people, Democrats and Republicans.
Quinoa good match, soldier. They both Republican.
Soldier, do you have a church?
Yes, ma'am, I do.
Yeah, he went to an interfaith picnic a few months ago and made new friends, including conservative Indian men.
Maybe there's more to a relationship than sex.
Kino. I have to level with you. I spent the previous 4 episodes looking for the soldier's genital before the evil bait and switch by Myron Alfombra Pronounced Matting, but spelled M&M. The soldier was half a Remus Helms. I've heard, not seen.
Why did you, say that? It's gonna happen now.
Think soldier genital now, 1.5 centimeter.
Are you feeling better now, Quinoa?
Yeah, that was a false alarm.
Mr. Gerber, we need to discuss the lead.
What if you guys finally find my genital? How long's that gonna be for Quinoa?
That is never gonna happen. Mr. Gerber's been chasing Myron Alfombra Pronounced Matting but spelled M&M for over a year now. He's never gonna find him, and if he did...
I found him last year, the last week of the year. I gave him a stern warning, and he promised to take his product off the market.
Mr. Gerber, after that, he illegally downloaded Chapstick's database of every sanitary napkin used so he could give it to North Korea. He started the whole ever-growing lo mein noodles that liberals ate in an attempt to make their stomachs explode.
He shipped large quantities of ever-growing Berber to foreign countries who didn't have tampoons to stop the Berber from growing uncontrollably. He engaged in something very nefarious with tested toilet plungers and weird-shaped pastas.
Oh, yes, ma'am. More global sabotage.
I feel like we're closing in on him.
One day he's in a whorehouse in a deserted seaside motel in Redondo Beach with a soldier's genital in a bowling bag, only to find out it got shipped north to the North Pole. You guys chased it to Santa's village.
We did.
And then it got shipped back in a pine box that some master carpenter elf made.
And if we ever find it, it might not be on ice. It might be like that, shriveled up thing we found in the drawer in the hospital on episode 86.
Something has just come in. We have a lead on Myron Alfombra Pronounced Matting but spelled M&M.
But where is he? And is he traveling with or without the soldier's genital?
Oh, what's the tip?
Tip? Oh no, you shouldn't have said that.
Word has come in that Myron Alfombra has traveled south for a shirtless dreidel game.
Shirtless dreidel game?
Yes, last year when the imposter came in on Myron Alfombra's behalf, it was reported that Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting but spelled M&M, lost his shirt in a high-stakes dreidel game.
What does he look like without his shirt on?
Nothing to write home about, ma'am. This is a picture of him.
Ugh.
Oh, can I keep that picture? I might need it if a spell comes on.
No, ma'am, it's the only picture we've got. It was taken by Dumas in Queens when the outfit still sold carpets for the head and townhome floors.
Naturally, you'd expect he's changed his appearance a half dozen times. I mean, seasonally, he puts on a different look with the seasonal ever-growing Berber toupee that's actually nylon.
But there are rumors it's his real hair. He no have Berber hair, actually nylon.
One theory is he wears a more natural-looking toupee, a charcoal black color.
The toupee gives him a high forehead, a more natural look for a man of his years. No, many men shave hair back for good Nuru massage, skin to skin. Soldier, I've got business to do with Gerber in refinding Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting but spelled M&M. Can you escort Quinoa out of here before she has another episode?
Yes, ma'am. And I hope she has one of those episodes in my presence.
I wonder if Shifty Shift shaves his head back so he can have one of those hot oil neuro massages. Oh, God, I don't even want to think about that. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show, and I am an equal opportunity fun maker of all on this show. But in real life, I am a workplace lawyer, and I actually practice law 7 days a week. So if you want to call me at the office, I would recommend you do that because I will be hanging out this holiday season, taking new client calls because, you know, people have a lot of problems around this time of year, and it's not a good time to be fired from a job. 877-525-0700. If you are the victim of a horrible thing that happened in the workplace, you want to talk to somebody, and I'd like to talk to you, 877-525-0700 during normal office hours. If there's cases about large amounts of unpaid wages, that is what I do. I do class actions, and I represent employees. So 877-525-0700 gets you to me. This is a very strange show. I'm sorry it's so strange, but it's very popular. It's very popular on this station, and it's also very, very popular all over the internet in countries not even in the United States. So get in on the trend. Subscribe on the Karl Gerber with a K channel on YouTube. We're on probably 20 different sound sharing sites. I would encourage you to keep up on this saga because it's very strange. next week it is true that Myron Alfombra, pronounced Matting, but spelled M&M, will actually be doing a shirtless dreidel game somewhere in the Los Angeles area, and I'm going to confront him, and I think he's going to be gambling something just diabolic. It's going to be one of those games. So until next week, well, come back, listen to this show, and I hope you don't have a lot of workplace abuse. This is the Karl Gerber Workplace Lawyer Show on Talk Radio 790 KABC.
You're making out with school kids, winos and heads of state. Giving a minute with a lady who puts a little plastic lummies on the Christmas cakes. Butchers, assistants, and bellhops.